Hey guys, welcome to this video. This video is a kind of a showcase and at the same time a release of my Call On Me remake. I decided to remake this song because I heard it after a long time and I realized that the production is not that hard and it's actually pretty simplistic. So then it gave me an idea of trying to remake it because I really wanted to improve my skills at music producing, and I'm still not the best, but I already released 2 remixes as you may have heard and I'm pretty proud of them. I'm also, to give you a little sneak peek, I'm working on another remix, as you can see by these many tries. I need to make a folder for that. And there is also another remix coming, and then maybe an original song. So stay tuned for these. I cannot promise you when this will come. It will actually eventually happen. So for now, I have this because this is done, and I really wanted to show you this because I think there's no decent remake on YouTube of the song, so I wanted to try it because I honestly thought that I have a chance at this, and I'm pretty proud of what it ended up sounding like. The only thing is I didn't remake it 100% because halfway through the producing process I realized that the original song's bass line is kind of weak for my taste. If you heard some of my remixes, you probably heard that my bass lines are usually really groovy, boomy, and like, you know, warm, wide, which is exactly what I like. I like that warm, wide bass. But this song has a pretty like weak and higher pitched bass line, as you will hear. And the other problem was that I couldn't get it 100% right, though I tried, but it didn't. This is the OG, quote-unquote OG bassline remake, but it doesn't sound right because I didn't have the right plugin. I know what he used for it, but I couldn't find the right settings for it. This is the official bass that was used, and there was also this bass by Scarby, but I didn't know which one. I think I used the fat. I'm not really sure, but I don't know the exact settings for that, and I couldn't figure that out, so yeah, as you can see, I tried. I used Crunch because that was easier for me to just set up and sounded pretty good. So, but it's still not the real thing, because if you listen to the real thing, which I filtered here, it's missing some of the high frequencies that got filtered with here. You can hear the bass line there. This one's the one that was used, but I think the lead one was this one actually, and this one was the sub bass. I'm not really sure, it's my theory, but since I decided to make it more of a edit / remake, I just made my own bass, which is more deep, more playful, you know. It's like, it slides well, it's not that cut. I'm not the big fan of these kind of bass lines which are like not full, but for example, Kaiga Was Born to Be Yours has an amazing bass line, and that one is like you know, and it's not, I think it has a sub under it, but it's really subtle and you can't really hear it. So yeah, and since this remake is not that hard and the song is pretty simplistic, I also tried using a pad in it to make it more full, but I didn't use that. I didn't end up using that because I didn't really like the sound of it. Oh, also the drums, this is another part. I didn't know what actual samples he used. There's a guide on how he made the song, and he said he used some Vengeance packs with sample tools by CR2, but I don't think this is the full pack. I think this is just the demo. I'm not really sure, I don't know, I couldn't find any other version of this. So I basically only have I could say I have 5 sample packs, and if I exclude these, because I don't use the FL Studio ones, which I really should. So then technically I have 6 sample packs to all of my productions. I really should expand this because, you know, that's the important part. So I wasn't able to remake the drums 100%, but then when I said to make it more of a edit, I kinda didn't really care at that point if the drums wouldn't be exactly the same, and I actually ended up liking my drums a little better, I think, because they are again more full. So these are the official ones. These are my drums. And then we have this, which is actually a background thing. I don't think this hey ho is there. There's just hey in the original song through on the beginning and through the middle, but I decided to add this because it fills it up more. It also hypes it up more, and there's this crowd cheering thing. So yeah, that's basically that. I use multiple kicks together for example, this main kick, you know, this sub kick, but it only uses the second part of it, so it's like it's only the sub. This was also a part that took me quite a while to realize that this kick has a little slide in the reverse of the kick, so because it wasn't just that, you know. Now another thing that took me forever, which I ended up using the original snare, which I had to sample, was this, which is the cymbal snare. As you can see, I really tried to find some that sound good. This is the original one, and I ended up sampling it too in between these. It works without it too, but I think it just adds to the originality, and I wanted to keep that. And I couldn't find it. It probably comes from the Vengeance pack too, because it's not in the sample tools. And I want to download the Vengeance packs eventually, but not now. This snap, I ended up sampling that from the drums I separated because it was the simplest thing and I could not find it for the love of God. And nothing similar I had was sounding good enough with the mix, so I ended up sampling it. It could have been in the Vengeance packs again, so, you know. Now, I used different loops that I just cut up to my liking. And I just sample this part, then this clap loop, then this hi-hat loop, which actually is what leads the whole thing in the second chorus, as you can see, thanks to that reverse snare. Then we have this hi-hat loop, then this, now I had to remove the clap up for obvious reasons so it would sound good. Now this trap snare, reverse cymbal. I don't think this was using the original sound, but I love using this, the snare, which only at the end of the production realized it's really important because without it, it didn't sound good at all. And this trap hi-hat, which is really important too, and without that it's not it. Then we have this shaker loop, pretty basic. In the verse there's another shaker loop. And then I have this snap, which is consisting of the same thing, just one is reversed. And then we have these build-up claps, which is nothing special, just... Now I really had a problem with this build-up because I didn't know the exact pattern he used to make this build-up, but I ended up doing it my way as well. It was this little tambo thingy. I realized it's in the wrong channel, but whatever. And so yeah, and there's also the same shaker on the bottom. So that's basically all there is to it. There's not much more. The second chorus is different only by one thing, and that is that there's additional clap or snap in there. See, there's an additional snap. All the other things are the same, and this thing is actually just extended to add the reverse hi-hat to it. I almost forgot this thing, which is like a little bongo. I could not find anything that sounds similar enough for this, so I just ended up using my own bongo sample I have right from here somewhere. So yeah, that's basically that. Now we can get finally to the remake itself, because I've been pushing this for... Yeah, I'm sorry. First of all, let's start with the beginning. Now this is the official pad that was used in the song. This is official pad that was used in the song, and it's actually a water organ from Nexus with a cutoff, but it doesn't last throughout the whole thing. I think it's... oh yeah, hold on, I forgot the automation. So here in the verse, the automation is cut off, as you can see, the bottom end. So it kind of joins it. As you can see, these frequencies are cut off. It's pretty simple. Look, I'm not that good of a producer. Keep in mind, I'm still a noob, basically. The piano, that's the second main thing. This song is pretty simple in terms of instruments, which actually really surprised me, but it works really well. So the piano, well, I used the two official pianos, which was Movie Score 1, and the other one is also from Nexus, and that's in the chorus, which is called Grand Piano Pop. So these two pianos are used throughout the song. On the beginning you only hear this one in the background, and it comes in. Then this is the build-up piano. It's the same, they just have the frequencies cut off, and they come in at the end. I still don't have this automation quite right, but it's an edit again, and I liked it this way more, so I kept it that way. See, it comes in at the end, and then it goes to the build-up. This piano is a whole other story. I had really trouble getting this right. I have some of the old patterns here. I had really trouble with the last chord, as you may have heard, but I ended up finding it. I'm not quite sure, but I think this sounds fair enough. Now the bass, as you heard, I made my own bass line, which consists of Nexus's bass guitar direct, which I don't know why I don't have favorited yet. Silence deep sub. This is something I use in every song, because this thing, it just adds to it, like... This is my baby. I cannot do a song without this sub bass. Then analog bass, one from Nexus, and of course this classic bass from Contact, which is the official one, which was used in the official song. And I even added this one. It was mixed to my liking. So that's that. Now the mid bass, or the if you know the original song, there is like the groovy saw bass in this part. When you wear it and the road is dark. Yeah, you can hear here. This was probably the hardest part, because the guy didn't specify what bass he used for this part. It could have very well be the bass used in here, just using some guitar rig or something. But honestly, I kind of thought that it's not that of an important thing, and I ended up liking the thing I use, which is again this Contact one, and I used this Nexus thing called Acid Bass. I kind of like it, though I like the original more, and I could spend more time searching for it. I didn't, and since I liked that how it sounds, I just kept it as it is, and I think it works really well. Now it's pretty much done, so if you wanna hear the full version, I'm gonna post it in a separate video. Also, I might release the instrumental because I can. And if you're asking, I made these vocal chops myself, filtered, and then I had to chop it off to fit. The same thing goes with the vocals. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it works for what I needed. It works for what I needed. Also, I combined two acapellas, that's why you can hear an echo in some of these parts. I don't know where exactly, but I know there are parts where it echoes. It's because I used the acapella from the original version from Starley and then from the remix. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the future, I'll plan to release much more remixes and whatnot, but now we're going back to school, so I don't know how I will be producing, because this computer, which is my main computer, will stay here and I'll go to the dorm with my MacBook, and I cannot produce on my MacBook, plus all my work is here, so I cannot promise you anything really soon for at least 5 weeks, because that's how much longer I need to go to school. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can see the Call Me remake in the next video, and see you later, guys. Bye.